Good morning, everyone. So I'm Anvesha, and I'll take today financial accounting class for Become First students. Okay. So I hope you remember on Friday in the group, I have sent you a question, and I told you that we'll solve it. I know I have told you to solve that I will solve it by tomorrow, but due to some reason, I was not able to solve it on Saturday. So today we'll solve it. Okay. So kindly keep your question in front of you, and I hope you have gone for the all these steps whichever we need to follow at the time of closing the books of accounts when partnership forms is getting dissolved. Fine. So keeping those steps only in mind, we will try to solve this problem. I hope you have problem with you, okay, in your mobile. I'll read once. Anil, Sunil and Nikhil, okay, partners, their PSR was 5 is to 3 is to 2, and they decided to dissolve the firm. And on that date, that is on the date of dissolution, the balance sheet is given where you have in the balance sheet liability side creditors, Anil capital, Nikhil capital, profit and loss liability side. That means you have a profit. And then you have the assets, cash in hand, sundry assets, and Sunil capital. So excess drawn. Okay, and then they have given you the information that assets realized rupees 12,000. Creditors were paid rupees 6,000 in full satisfaction, and realization expense amounted to rupees 500, and Mr. Sunil was announced as the insolvent, and we need to prepare the ledger accounts to close the books of accounts. Okay, close the books of accounts applying the decision given in Garner versus Murray case, which we have discussed already in older classes. Garner versus Murray case, while solving your problem, two main things we have to keep remember. One was, if at the time of dissolution of firm in realization we are going to get the loss, then solvent partners have to bring the cash equal to their realization loss, and whatever capital deficiency will arise due to the insolvency of a partner, that capital deficiency will be bared by the solvent partner in the capital ratio. Capital ratio, the capital which is standing up on the date of just before, you can say just before the dissolution of the firm. Fine. So very first step, I hope you remember, we need to prepare accounts, realization, capital, and cash. So I'm going to open those three accounts here. First will be our realization account. Fine. Then we'll have to open partners capital account. But as just for making it more clear and understanding, we will open two differently. One partner's capital account for solvent, another for insolvent will open the separate account. Okay. So here partners capital account particulars, and if you are able to see very clearly in the question, they have given the name of the partner who is becoming insolvent. So if he is becoming insolvent, that means remaining two are the solvent partners, and those two are your Anil and Nikhil. So same this side also, Anil, Nikhil. Okay, and then we'll prepare a separate for insolvent partner, that is your Mr. Sunil. Okay, so Sunil's account also will prepare, that will be your insolvent partner capital account. Fine. And this will be your solvent partners capital account. Fine. And then we need to prepare one, that is your cash account. Fine. So these three accounts, just for understanding, I have opened the separately the insolvent partner capital account, but in total it is your capital account. So three accounts we need to open, that is your realization account, partner's capital account, and the cash account. Fine. I hope you remember these steps. Okay. Now, if we try to recall the steps, I hope you have written in your notes, so you can recall, you can go back to those pages. Okay, so if we'll recall these steps, very first step was to open the account, we have opened, and then we had the step that is to empty the balance sheet. Empty the balance sheet and bring all the items, whatever given in the balance sheet, to the respective accounts. So we'll do that now. Very first, if we'll go for the balance sheet, under your liabilities, we have a sundry creditors. So we'll bring it in your realization account by creditors. Amount is your 6,500. Then we have next Anil's capital, that is opening or balance brought down. So we'll take here by balance brought down for Anil 6,000, and very next we have a Nikhil's capital also. So we'll take that also here, that is 4,000. Fine. And after that, we have a profit and loss. Fine. So profit and loss is given 4,000. And as already I told, liability side, that means it is profit. And profit and loss, they have the sharing ratio 5:3:2. So this 4,000 we have to divide in the ratio of 5:3:2. And if we'll divide like this, then we are going to get the profit of 2,000 for Anil. Okay. And then 800 for Nikhil. Okay. So by profit and loss account, that is 2,000 for Anil and 800 for Nikhil. Fine. Then profit, it's your balance sheet profit. We have to divide among all the partners. All means Anil, Nikhil, and Sunil, irrespective of their solvency or insolvency, doesn't matter. So we have to distribute to each and everyone. So we'll take that here also. By profit and loss account, his portion will be 1,000 or his share will be 1,200. So 1,200 plus your 2,000, 3,200 plus 800, total 4,000 profit we have divided. Now coming to your asset side. Asset side, very first we have a cash in hand. So we'll take this in your cash account to balance brought down. How much we have the balance? That is your 1,500. Fine. Then next we have a sundry assets in the balance sheet given 14,000. So assets we have to bring to realization account. So two sundry assets account, amount is your 14,000. Fine. And then next we have a Sunil's capital. Okay. So Sunil's capital, your excess withdrawn. So we'll take that also in a Sunil capital account to balance brought down. And how much the amount we have? 5,000. So if we are going to recheck, okay, whether all the items we have brought down from the balance sheet to the respective accounts or not. So if you can check, creditors we have taken in the realization account 6,500. Then Anil's capital we have taken in the Solvent Partners capital account, Anil's column only 6,000. Similarly, we have taken Nikhil's capital also. And then we have divided the profit and loss also in their profit sharing ratio, that is 5:3:2. 4,000 we have divided. And in that respect, Anil got 2,000, Nikhil got 800. And then we have the asset side, cash in hand. So cash we have taken, opening balance 1,500. Then assets we have posted in your realization account 14,000. And then Sunil's capital also we have taken in the Sunil's respective account. So balance sheet is now empty. Clear? Now next we have to check further. Out of your balance sheet, information was given, the asset realized rupees 12,000. Okay, so if you go for the steps, so we had like you have to realize the asset, you have to sell the assets, and you have to do the payment of liabilities. So they have given this information here only. When in this case, when in this question, they have sold the assets, they got value of a 12,000. Okay, so that we have to go for in realization account. So what we have to make the entry when you are selling the asset, nothing else is written here. So a very simple assumption, you have to assume that after selling your asset, you have got the cash. So same entry we'll do here, by cash. Okay, in bracket for our understanding, we can write that assets realized, and for how much it got realized? It got realized for 12,000. Fine. So that entry here. Next line, check out. Creditors were paid. Creditors were paid rupees 6,000 in full satisfaction. Okay. So even though if you go for the balance sheet, in balance sheet, the creditors value is given 6,500, but they have did the settlement, or they have tried, they have convinced the creditors that we'll pay you only 6,000, and that you have to assume as the equal to the 6,500. No extra payment will take place, only 6,000 we will pay you. So it's okay, that depend upon, that was depending upon the creditors and the partners. We don't have to do anything. If they have settled for the 6,000, so we will also do the entry for the same in realization account. That will be your to cash. Again, you have paid in cash. Again, for reference, we can write creditors paid. And how much we have paid to the creditors? We have paid only 6,000. Fine. So the 6,000 creditors also paid. So your next step also over, that you have realized the asset and you have paid the creditors. Okay. If in the same next steps, if you'll check, there is one more line I have given you. That is, if you have in the question realization expense, okay, realization expense, then you have to pay this also. So we have to pay this, that means debit side. So again, just we are going to pay in a cash. So write to cash account in bracket realization expense. How much we have paid? We have paid 500. Fine. So till here, I hope your all the entries over. Whatever amount was given in the question, all amount we have taken. Okay. Now just they have announced Sunil is insolvent. Sorry, Sunil was insolvent, and we need to prepare the necessary ledger accounts to close the books of accounts as per Gunnar versus Murray. So all entries over. Now we have to first check out how much profit or loss on realization we are going to get. Okay, so first we'll close the realization account. First we'll close the realization account. But before that, okay, if we check the realization account, we have the entries for cash. So when we have the entries in terms of cash account, definitely we'll have the counter entry in your cash account also. So we'll do this also right now. So we have gone for the asset realized for 12,000. So this side the counter entry to realization account, assets realized for reference 12,000. And then we have the next entry for creditors paid. So by realization account, by realization account, that was your creditors paid. You have paid 6,000 rupees to the creditors. In same way, one more you have in your realization account, that is your realization expense, which you have paid 500. Okay, so these all are entries in your cash account, counter entries from your realization account. Fine. Now we will go for the closing of your realization account. So if we are going to make the total of debit side, 14,000 plus 6,000, that is your 20,000, and plus 20,000, 500. Fine. And this side, if we'll check 12,000 plus 6,000, 18,000, 18,500. That means we are going to get the shortfall this side. So we'll make the total as a 20,500, 20,500. And if again you can refer your steps, then there we have gone, or we have seen also in PUC also you have seen, fine, because this is not new for you, that whatever realization loss and profit is going to arise, we have to divide among the all the partners according to their profit sharing ratio. So how much we are having the shortfall? We have the shortfall of 2,000. That means that is going to be your loss, and entry will be here by loss transferred. Okay, to whom we have to transfer? We have to transfer Anil, we have to transfer Nikhil, and we have to transfer to the Sunil. Fine. These are your three partners to whom we need to share the profit or loss. So if we are going to divide this, total was your 2000 total loss. Profit sharing ratio 5:3:2. So if you divide the 2000 in 5:3:2, then you are going to get the amount like 1400 and 600. Sorry, I'm really sorry. We should not make the entry here. We are going to make entry here inside column 1000, 4000 and 6000. Fine. Sunil is having the 6000 of realization loss. Nikhil is having the 400 of realization loss, and Anil is having the 1000 of realization loss. So your realization account got closed. Fine. And if you remember, as per these steps also, we need to close first the realization account. And whatever loss and profit is going to be arise, that we have to transfer to their capital account. So now we'll do that. Okay, we'll transfer. That is your to realization account. That is your realization loss. How much for Anil? For Anil 1000, and how much for Nikhil? For Nikhil 400. And similar way for Sunil also we will do to realization account. That is realization loss. And how much his share? His share is 600. Fine. Till here, I believe no issues, because till here we have taken PUC also very nicely. Fine. You are used to, maybe you are more intelligent than me also in this till here. Fine. No doubt at all. I mean it. Now, when we have transferred the realization loss to the respective partner's capital account, after that we need to recall the Garner versus Murray rule. Okay. What the Garner versus Murray rule used to say? Just try to recall. Garner versus Murray rule used to say how much the realization loss happening. Okay. Solvent partners have to bring cash equal to their share of realization loss to the firm. Okay. Remember? Got it? How much realization loss of your solvent partners equal to their realization loss share, they have to bring the cash into the firm. Okay. So if we check out how much we have a loss, who all are, first of all, who all are your solvent partner? In question, very clearly it is given, Mr. Sunil insolvent. That means solvent partners are your Anil and Nikhil. These two are only your solvent partners. So these two people have to bring the cash, equal cash to their realization loss into the firm. So when they are bringing the cash, definitely it will affect their capital account. So we will make the entry here by cash, and please for your reference write here realization loss equal cash. So just to remind yourself, and how much they have to bring? They have to bring 1000 and another to 400. Now again, we have did the entry here, cash. Definitely we'll have the counter entry in your cash account also. So we'll do right now also. Otherwise, if we'll forget, then marks will get cut. Okay, so we'll do here only the entry to Anil's capital account. How much entry? 1000. Okay, sorry for this. Then to Nikhil's capital account, and he has got 400 rupees for the form. Okay, so till here, I hope you understood. Nothing tough. Okay, very simple thing you have to keep in your mind. What is the share of realization loss? And this rule is only applicable in case of your realization loss. In case of realization profit, no need to bring the cash. Rule will be not there. Okay, only in case of realization loss, we have to check who all are the solvent partner. Here in this question, you have the solvent partner Anil and Nikhil, and equal to their share of realization loss, that is equal to their share of realization loss, they have to bring the cash into the firm. And when they are going to bring the cash into the firm, definitely it will affect their capital account, and counter entry we have to do in the cash account also. I hope till here clear. Okay, this is only the new start. So now realization loss also, you got into the cash to the firm. Okay, till here over. Now what next? Okay, You did all the entries, you calculated the realization loss, and equal to realization loss, you got the cash also. So now next, if you'll check again the steps, it, until unless you are not used to with the steps, you have to keep on rechecking. Okay. Now next we have to close first the insolvent partner capital account. If you remember, first we have to close the insolvent partner capital account. Okay. So we'll try to close. Now, if we'll check out his debit balance, 5,000 excess drawn of capital and realization loss of 600. Total is 5,600. And his shares in the profit on the time of dissolution of firm, 1,200. Fine. So total this side more. First we'll do easy things. 5,600, 5,600. Okay. But now, how to balance it? Okay, how to balance it? So before balancing, I want you to go for the meaning of insolvent partner, which you have seen earlier last classes. Who is the insolvent partner? Whose debit balance of capital more at the time of final cash distribution? Who is not able to bring? Who is not able to bring his capital deficiency, who is not in a position to pay his capital deficiency. If we'll check in the question also, there is no single line is written that Mr. Sunil has repaid his capital deficiency. Nothing is written. And even it's not written that Mr. Sunil against his capital deficiency got 1 rupee, got 10,000 or 10,000 not required, sorry, got 1 rupee or got the required amount. Nothing is written. That means we have to again apply the Garner versus Murray rule. That means what? Capital deficiency arise due to the insolvency of a partner. Those capital, that type of capital deficiency will be bared by the solvent partners in the capital ratio. So now just check out how much we are having the shortage. Okay, so we'll check out the shortage. 5,600 minus 1,200, so we'll have the shortage of 4,400, and this we have to write by capital deficiency transferred to. Who all are the solvent partner? One is your Anil's capital account and one will be your Nikhil's capital account. Fine. Now, the big question. In which ratio we have to divide this? And we have learned for this we have to calculate the capital ratio. And capital ratio here means what? We have to take the capital amount which is standing exactly, okay, just before the dissolution of the firm. So how to calculate that? Okay, we have checked and we'll see here again. So now we'll go for the calculation of first capital ratio of solvent partners for the sharing of capital deficiency due to the insolvency of Sunil's account. So very first we have to take the capital balance from balance sheet. Okay, this I am taking as a Anil and this I am taking as a Nikhil. So for Anil, capital balance was as per your balance sheet 6,000 and for Nikhil 4,000. Fine. And after that, if we check in balance sheet only, we have the profit and loss account also, liability sides, that means profit. So that profit also we have to take here. We have to add. If it is profit, we have to add, and if it is loss, then only we have to deduct. So we'll take the profit here, profit and loss, and we have already calculated their share of profit and loss. The same I am going to take here, 2,800. So how much we are going to get? 8,000, 4,800 as their final capital just before the dissolution. And if you are going to calculate the ratio among these two, you are going to get the ratio of, or you will get the ratio of 5:3. Fine. So this is your capital ratio. And as per this capital ratio only, the amount of 4,400 will be shared by among the Anil and Nikhil. Okay. So we'll solve that also, or we'll try to calculate that also. So take here just for a working note, capital deficiency, total amount is 4,400, which we have to divide among Anil and Nikhil. Fine. Ratio what we have got? We have got the ratio of 5:3. So if you are going to divide this 4,400 into 5:3 ratio, then you are going to get the amount of 2,750 and 1,650 rupees as their share of capital deficiency. Clear? So please, under your Garner versus Murray rule, two things only mainly you have to keep remember. One is your realization loss, how much the solvent partner is having. Equal to that, you have to bring the cash to the firm. And another is how much the capital deficiency because of the insolvency of partner is going to arise. For that, you have to first calculate the capital ratio among the solvent partners before or just before the dissolution of firm, how much capital is standing, and in that ratio the capital deficiency you have to divide among the solvent partners. So now we have the amounts, we'll make the entry here. How much Anil is bearing? Anil is bearing 2,750 and Nikhil is bearing 1,650. Total is your 4,400. And with this, your Sunil's account, that is insolvent partner capital account, got closed. Clear? I hope so. Fine. Now we have to, next what? Which account we have to close? Next, we have to close the solvent partners capital account. Now, when we have the entries here, Anil capital account and Nikhil capital account, definitely will have the counter entry in their respective capital accounts also. So first we'll do this entry, that is your to Sunil's capital account. In bracket for your reference, you can write that capital deficiency shared. How much they have shared? Anil has bared the, not shared, bared. Anil has bared the 2,750 and Nikhil has bared the 1,650. Fine. So all entries now over. You brought the cash also and you shared the capital deficiency also as per the capital ratio. So now we have to, next step is what? Now we have to close the partner's capital account and we have to calculate finally how much cash they should get from the firm on the dissolution of that partnership firm. So make the total, this total, okay, this side we have a bigger, that is 9,000. Right here also 9,000. And this side, how much we have? We have a 5,200. So right this side also 5,200. Fine. Now we have to calculate the balancing figure. So if you're going to calculate, then we are going to get the balance in your debit side. So to cash account, that means they are, or these two people are going to get some cash balance on the dissolution. And that balance will be your 5,250 and 3,150. Fine. So this much cash on the dissolution, final cash your solvent partners are going to get from the firm. So the same cash account counter entry we'll do in your cash account also, that is by Anil's capital account, how much he is getting? He should get 5,550. And then by Nikhil's capital account, how much he should get? He should get 3,150. Okay. So after this, is there anything still left? Maybe no, because we have, if we again recall the steps, we have opened the all three accounts and we have made the balance sheet empty. After that, we have calculated the realization loss. After that, we have taken that or transferred that realization loss to the respective capital accounts also. And then we have brought the, that is not we have, sorry, the solvent partner have brought the cash also into the firm equal to their portion of realization loss. And then we have closed the insolvent partner capital account, and we got the capital deficiency of 4,400. And to distribute that capital deficiency, we have calculated the capital ratio of solvent partners capital, which is standing just before the dissolution of the firm. And for that calculation, we need to take the capital balance from balance sheet, and we need to add in that profit and loss. If profit, add, then if loss, then deduct. Okay, and after that, finally we got the ratio of 5:3. And after getting the ratio of 5:3, we have gone for the sharing of, or dividing your capital deficiency among those two solvent partners. So one partner got 2,750, another got 1,650. And here your second rule of Garner versus Murray, that was, if the insolvent partner is not able to get or not able to make a good his capital deficiency, solvent partners have to bear in their capital ratio. That step also we have covered. Same, we have made the entry here and we close the insolvent partner account. And counter entry of this capital deficiency we have brought into your solvent partners capital account, 2,750, 1,650. And then after that we have just calculated what? Just calculated the balancing figure. That means at the end, how much they should get from the firm. Okay, so they are going to get 5,250 Anil and 3,150, and then again counter entry in your cash account. And now the last step used to tell you what? If the cash account balance is going to be tally, okay, then whatever we have solved, we can say it is perfect. So total of your cash account, you're going to get 14,900 both side. So just try to again solve this problem by your own. Okay. And if you have any doubt, you can send me on WhatsApp. Okay. And next class, we'll try to check one more problem. Thank you. Have a nice day.